My name is Adam Leake, and this is my story. I grew up in a small town in Oklahoma. I have a brother. We grew up kind of out in the country, played outside a lot. My mother and father got divorced when I was 5. We went to a small church in our hometown. My mom was in the choir, so we were at the church a lot. I didn't know of any different churches. I mean, that was kind of the only church I'd ever been to. So church was, I don't know, it was just like a part of our life. I didn't really get anything per se out of church. I just knew that we had to go because that's what we did. You know, we went on Sunday mornings, Sunday nights, Wednesday nights. We were there a lot. So I just kind of went through the motions as a kid. You know, I'd invite my friends, they'd come, we'd play football, you know, tear stuff up, you know, just what normal kids do at church. But I never really got to know Jesus there or anything like that. I just kind of went through the motions, kind of did what everybody else was doing, you know. Didn't really get too invested in it. Teenage years, I just was kind of searching for like, where was I supposed to be? What was I supposed to be doing? I didn't really have any hobbies. I didn't play any sports. So I found myself with a lot of free time. And if you're a teenager, free time is a bad thing because usually you'll get into some trouble, which I did. I got into some drug use in my teenage years. And I was kind of, I don't know, like hopeless. Didn't really know what life was supposed to be like. Didn't really know what God wanted me to be doing or where he wanted me to be or who I was supposed to be. You know, I was just kind of trying to fit in with all the people around me. I used comedy a lot to help me cope with not having any, like, I wasn't headed in any direction. You know, I mean, my brother was playing football. I had friends that played sports, and it looked like, you know, they knew what they were doing and knew what they wanted to do with their life, and I just was kind of floating along, not really in any certain direction or anything. So first time I was 13. We had moved to Oklahoma City for a job change for my mom. It was marijuana. All I did was smoke marijuana for a few years. Then I ended up moving back home and just met some people that had access to bigger and better drugs. I don't know how you word that, harder drugs. And I was not afraid of anything. So, you know, it led from marijuana to alcohol. And then finally it was just like, yeah, I'll try meth. I mean, why not? And the meth really got a hold of me, really, really bad. I lost a lot of weight. I was very sickly looking, wasn't eating. So many people comment about, like, how do I still have nice teeth? And it's like, well, I still brushed my teeth even though I was high on meth. I don't know why everyone's so caught up on that. But yeah, it's marijuana. And I mean, it just kind of, it wasn't like okay, now I'm going to do meth, now I'm going to do this, now I'm going to do it. Just kind of, it's a slow progression of, well, this is not bad. I think I got this under control. I think I need to try something different. And I mean, that's how you get further and further along in your addiction, is just thinking that you're not that bad, or maybe you're not getting that high that you were getting when you first did it. So we need to go to something harder. I was still using drugs up into my 20s. I had been arrested numerous times, spent some nights in jail, was just kind of a not good person. I was still me, but I was just, the drugs had kind of taken a hold of my life. There was a long stint where I was in jail for, I think, 5 days, 4 nights, 5 days, something like that. And after like the second day, I was like, all right, this is not for me. This is not cool. I don't want to do this anymore. And the funny thing is that I had a guy in jail with me, and his name was Freedom, which is very strange. But we did read the Bible, him and I, together. I kind of feel like God probably put him in there with me, just so I could kind of hear his voice through that guy, even while I was in jail, just to kind of wake me up. But yeah, I mean, night one, it's like, oh, it's not a big deal. Night two, oh, this is starting to not be cool. Night three, is this ever going to end? I decided and that was the last time I'd ever gotten in trouble that 5 nights in jail really woke me up to realizing that I needed to make a change, and not just a behavior change, but a heart change. I had lost my driver's license. I didn't have a car. And so I'd gotten closer to my mom, but I'd gotten to know her more because she had to take me to go grocery shopping. She had to take me anywhere I needed to go because I didn't have a driver's license or a car. And so I'd say in my early 20s, she was just kind of bombarding me about coming to church, come to church, come to church, come to church. And I got so tired of hearing her ask me, I just came to church. And I came here, and it was just amazing. At that point in my life, I had piercings in my face. I had my eyebrow pierced, my tongue pierced, my lip pierced, my ears were pierced. Head was shaved. I think first time I came to church, I was wearing a Metallica shirt. And nobody treated me any different, which was shocking to me, because when you're dressed like that and you have that kind of demeanor about you, sometimes people are intimidated by you or scared of you, or they look at you differently. But nobody here treated me like that. I really felt like God's love at this church. I'd never experienced that, people just treat me like normal, even though I knew that I wasn't. That's really what made me want to keep coming back, is just experiencing true love from people, no matter, my past or what I looked like or anything. Because my mom had been telling people about the trouble I'd been getting in. She had everybody praying for me. So it wasn't a secret who I was, but everybody still loved me. And it was amazing to experience that. I'd never experienced that before. So I kind of wanted to be like, man, this is pretty cool. I'm going to stick around, see what God does. I didn't realize I had no hope until I had hope. And then it was like, wow, what was I doing those first, 17 years, 18 years? Really get involved in, with the men's ministry and things like that. It made me realize what I was missing in the past. Because I had seen, my dad did not go to church with us. My mom was the only one that took us. So I didn't really have a good male example of how you're supposed to be in the church. But I knew I wanted to be involved to some capacity. And that started with men's ministry stuff. Me being an electrician, I can contribute to, working around the campus and stuff like that. And then once I had children, I started thinking about I probably need to, I want someone pouring into my sons' lives that has hope and can teach them to have hope through their rough teenage years. So maybe I need to do that for some other kids, and then maybe those other kids will pour into my sons' lives. Because it really is you can't just count on people to do it. You gotta pour into them so they can pour into others. My life does look a lot different now. I'm a father of 2 boys, married. I am, I guess they call it a youth sponsor. I don't know. I teach, now 8th grade boys. They moved up. I got an awesome group of boys I love very, very dearly. And I am so thankful that the youth minister approached me and hounded me for a few years about joining the youth team, and I'm so glad that he did. I am a firefighter at the Tulsa International Airport now. I'm an electrician as well. I've been an electrician for 21 years. Wow. So yeah, my life's a lot different now. a lot different. And I attribute all that to God. I mean, I try not to think about where my life would be without God because it'd be horrible. But I know for a fact that I would not be here. I would either be dead or in jail, 100%. I wouldn't have the awesome family that I have, my beautiful wife, my awesome kids. I wouldn't have my 8th grade boys group. You know, the parents say that they look up to me, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm on their level. We really just kind of hang out. But yeah, I mean, I often think about like where my life would be without God. And the thing is, though, I wouldn't change anything. All the crap that I went through, the arrests, jail, I wouldn't change anything because it got me to where I am today. I do believe everything happens for a reason, and you know, I may have stretched out that time longer than maybe I should have, but I want to have a testimony that I can share with people if they're struggling in the same way that I was. I feel like that it's hard to listen to someone that hasn't been there. There's people out there that this will speak to, and then there's people out there that are gonna be like, man, this guy, you know, it's cool, but they can't sympathize with what I went through. So I think that without God, I definitely wouldn't be here. But I'm thankful that He allowed me to stay alive and be where I am today, because I feel like I can offer some sort of hope to people that are in the same situation I was.
So if you were, you think about maybe the young guys that you're working with, or you think about other people that are going through similar struggles, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to not try to find hope or purpose in things or in other people, but really look to the Father and look to Jesus and see how, once you get close to Him, like you'll start to feel that purpose. You'll definitely feel that hope, because I feel like if you don't know Jesus, you don't have anything to look forward to in life. You're just kind of going day by day. But don't ever think that there's not a way out, or don't ever think that it's not too late to change. You're never too old, you're never too far gone. Jesus can do anything. He can change you as long as you want to be changed.